The Bank of Canada has made their biggest rate hike in 20 years. It used to be 0.5%, now it's at 1%, predicted to get to 2% by the end of this year. This is great news. That's right, we needed a rate hike to somewhat slow down the crazy market and high prices that we had over the last few years. Here's a trick question. Do you remember where the rates were pre-pandemic? They were at 1.75%. So technically, we're just going back to where we were previously. During the last 2 years, here's how much the different asset classes went up in price. Detached homes went up 53%. Townhouses and semis somewhere between 50.9%. Condos went up 22.7%. Now I know the people that bought in February of this year think, well, my home price has dropped. How does this apply to me? In this video, we're going to cover exactly where the market is currently, where it's headed, and who can take most advantage of this current situation. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below so you're prompted every time I release new content. My goal is to educate you about the real estate market and trends, and your subscriptions help keep me going. Also, I appreciate you guys liking this video. It helps the YouTube algorithm shoot this video out to more awesome people like yourself. Let's look at the biggest problem Canada is facing right now. We have a population of 3.8 million people and 10 provinces. If we were to divide all of our people amongst the 10 provinces, we'd have 3.8 million people per province, right? Guess how many people Ontario has alone? 14.9 people. That's 40% of our population in the whole country. So 40% of the immigration comes directly into Ontario. The government has predicted 400,000 people per year in the next few years immigrating into Canada. That means roughly 40% of the population will be coming straight to Ontario. That accounts to roughly 160 to 80,000 people every year. All these people need a place to live, right? How many units do you think Ontario builds every year? Roughly 60 to 80,000 units per year. That's a shortage of almost 300,000 units for all the extra immigrants that come into the country. At this point, we're facing a supply and demand issue that existed well before the pandemic. The pandemic just made it worse. Over the last 2 years, $370 billion were printed and pumped into the economy, which made the dollar value very weak. Top that up with low interest rates, and now borrowing is extremely cheap. People were locked up during the pandemic with nowhere to spend their money, and they were given many incentives to enter the real estate market. Add high construction costs to the mix, and now builders have no choice but to charge a higher premium for their properties. This is why we saw an over 50% increase in prices over the last 2 years. Townhouses are now going for 1.5 million in some parts of the GTA. That was such a high increase in such a short time frame. The government just can't magically spin a wand and increase the supply to match the demand we're facing right now. So the government had to increase rates. I know I've been sharing a lot of nerve-wracking news. Take a deep breath. This is actually a great thing. We needed a rate hike to slow down the economy and let people breathe a little bit. Having said that, I can't see the prices drop significantly given the supply and demand issues we're facing. I mean, at this point, even if the government magically spun a wand and wanted the prices to drop significantly, they cannot do that until they build at a much faster pace to keep up with the demand we're facing. The best way to slow down the rapid growth was to increase rates and slow down the appreciation from 25% a year to 10% a year. Having said that, it is going to take some time for the market to absorb the higher interest rates, the tax implications. Now that traveling is a bit more easier and the weather getting warmer, people are able to do a lot more. Now, for the most important question, if the market has adjusted and there are more opportunities in the market, who would benefit from this market the most? Move up buyers. That's right. If you own a property and need to upsize, it couldn't be a better time. With another rate hike around the corner, it would cost you more to borrow the same funds down the road than it will right now. Also, when we looked at the stats, detached homes were affected in prices more than townhomes and condos have. Naturally, because they are at a higher price point, with the rate hikes, less people could afford them. So if we sell our property to buy into a higher price bracket, we will see higher savings on the purchase than we will on the sale of our property. And that's normal. If you use a professional agent to guide you through the process, you will see higher savings in this market than you would in the previous market where the prices were astronomically high. In addition to that, some parts of the Greater Toronto area have seen higher price adjustments than others. For example, Toronto has not seen as much of a price adjustment as some pockets of the Greater Toronto area. So if you're looking to move from the city to the suburbs, you'll likely see bigger savings. That's enough of me talking. We've had many people reach out to us from these videos, and many of them we were able to get started on their real estate journey or diversify their portfolio. If you'd like to book a call with me to chat about your buying, selling, or investment needs, please click on the link below and I'd be happy to go over a strategy that suits you best. I also want to hear your opinion. Is 2022 a good year to buy real estate? Which areas are you targeting? Comment below. This is Sid Chandra, and we provide results that move you.